into sexual life, sex life will be lesser and lesser. So, so that's how we see that the Lord actually comes in this material world to charm the living entity. So that the Lord, so this is beautiful pastimes is one can get enchanted. The Lord actually comes in this material world to charm the living entity. So that the Lord, so this is beautiful pastimes is one can get enchanted. The Lord actually comes in this material world to charm the living entity. So that the Lord. Wonderful pastimes of the Lord, then there's so much of subject matter about the pastimes of the Lord, the narrations of the Lord and his incarnations, which becomes Srimad Bhagavatam. So Lord actually gives such kind of, I mean, he is so mercifully giving all this opportunity for the living entity to be attracted by him, the transcendental Cupid. And then this Kamadev, the, the material lust will actually go away, or one will be able to overcome. Otherwise, there is no possibility. Like Prabhupada writes in first canto, this impersonal is because they deride the transcendental name, form, qualities of the Lord. So then what happens? They only have propagated this kind of life of sexual attachment only, because then there is no option. If you don't have any option for getting attracted to something higher, then you'll have to get attracted to something lower only. There is no option like that. So this impersonally, they have overemphasized on this, that Lord does not have form or qualities or name, is impersonal. So then what? Then how one will have any kind of higher life? So imagine, no, we don't have to chant holy name, we don't have to worship. In fact, they may worship, but their idea of worship is different. They want to become Krishna, and they don't see deity as what we have understanding. They don't see God, Lord as transcendental like that. So, so there is no rasa only in this life. When we don't have any higher rasa, then they will be pulled down to the lower rasa like that. So then they cannot come out of the shackle of materialistic life, I mean sex life. It's not possible. They again come back to that. So that's how now when we have that opportunity, because we have holy name of the Lord, so that we can be attracted to the holy name when we chant, and like our Rupa Goswami says that when I chant the holy name of the Lord, so then I desire that I should have millions and millions of tongues, and then millions and millions of ears, and then the holy name enters in my courtyard of my heart. Then it completely makes me enchanted, and all my senses become inert. He experienced such kind of transcendental ecstasy. So he's desiring so much of tongue, so much of ears like that. That means so much relishing. And Yamunacharya also says that whenever, I mean, because now he's relishing Krishna consciousness so much that whenever there is a there is a thought of having relationship with a woman, or a thought of sex life, so then immediately his lips, I mean, they get a curl by which he's like a disgusting, and then he spits at that very thought like that. So this is the realization of those who are experiencing higher rasa, the transcendental like that. So for devotees, there is so much of hope, to actually become completely situated transcendently and get rid of this sex life fully, like that. But if you see any other paths, the path of karmi, yogi, jnani, for them it is no hope actually. They will be defeated by this illusory energy of the Lord again and again, because they are not taking shelter of the Supreme Lord, and they are not getting enchanted by the Supreme Lord like that. So at our level, actually Bhagavatam gives a lot of clue. If you don't have that kind of taste in terms of like holy name and holy fame of the Lord, one may not able to have that access so early. I mean, in the early stages sometimes as sadhakas. So for us, what enchant us is the association of devotees. Because in association of devotees, when we have some Krishna Katha, when we do Sankirtan, In that loving association of devotees, one can experience that higher taste like that. So, because on our own, it will be very difficult to directly access the Lord and have that higher taste. It may not be easy. No, that's why there are many verses in Srimad Bhagavatam. Parasparanu Kathanam, that verse is there. And there is another verse comes in fourth canto, where it says that when devotees come together and discuss Krishna Katha, then at least for now Dvega, he says there is no Dvega, there is no Vaira. All the envy gets dissolved. The devotees come together and so he says that at least for that time they get freedom from all the miseries of material existence. When they come together and sing the glories of the Lord, they chant together, they discuss Krishna Katha like that. So my spiritual master also emphasizes a lot on this point that if the devotees have a very loving association, loving friendship among each other, and in that association they are endeavoring to progress in Krishna consciousness. So that actually can make them aloof for material some gratification, like that. So it is so important to have loving relationship with devotees. It's very, very important because if you are not able to gel with devotees, if you're not able to have that kind of loving relationship with Vaishnavas around us, to that degree, we will be bound by this clutches of material energy. Why? Because it is not so easy to access Krishna's shelter directly. So we have to access shelter of Krishna through devotees. So when devotees are our friends, they are well wishers. So sometimes I think, sometimes with outside people, some person who is your relative, I may not know. Sometimes devotees we tend to deal with them so well. We are so much warm with them, or we may be like wanting to see them that they appreciate Krishna consciousness by our dealings. So how much more we should be, so happy about being with devotees, like making devotees feel that yes, Prabhu, I am there, and you are there, and we need each other, like that. We are here for each other to encourage each other and to progress in our Krishna consciousness. So in association of devotees, that culture of that mutual appreciation and warmthness and being focused upon glorifying the Lord, so that actually can be very, magnetic. The devotees growing in their Krishna consciousness and also attract many many souls also to come to that sangha. I mean, we cannot have like some kind of fights with our devotees and then we want to preach, and bring other people to fold up Krishna. It's not possible. It's just impossible. It's not possible. So first we have to work on our own sangha. So Radha Shampur was once, talking about that boiling the milk. So what he found that there was one devotee, he was sick, and then devotees were into preaching. They all have gone for preaching. So that devotee had nobody to take care. He was not attended only. And then, because he was kind of neglected, like anything. Then his situation was brought to Radha It happened like this. Radha came to know. Then Radha started, now we have to boil the milk. He wrote a big letter. Now let us boil the milk. Means what? Now let us first take care of our internal devotees. Because he saw that one case is like, sometimes an expert person can take one rice and can understand what is happening with that preparation. So same way, Raishamu sense that, maybe our devotees have to learn to be more caring for each other also. Otherwise, in the name of project, in the name of preaching, we will neglect this aspect, our own sadhana and our own relationship with devotees. These two are very, very important factors. We have to have a very good sadhana, and also very important is to have loving association with devotees like that. At least we should be able to embrace the devotees. We should be able to greet the devotees. We should be able to work with the devotees, because devotees are not somebody who is our enemy. Devotees are our friends. Like Muktan Prabhu, sometimes I would become little upset with him for something. Then he would say, Prabhu, we are just friends. Please come to my room. Let us have a chat. He would be very kind, to always extend himself. So I could see that, how it is. He values that. He values that association because he understands that every devotee is important. Because I am living with my family member. Imagine we are living in a family. We have brother and sister, limited people, 5, 6, 7, 10 of us. And then we can't even talk to each other. We can't even see the face of each other. Or when we see the face of each other, then we have some kind of negativity is coming in our mind. So that kind of feeling if we have, that means there is something we have to really work upon. It's not very ideal, because then our preaching will not happen much. Because first we have to set right with our devotees. We have to have such kind of cordial relationship, and nothing like something we have to do
आप सब सिखाया मुझे
external. What we have to do is nothing but the same formula, what Prabhupada has told. We have to come together, chant, we have to come together and hear Srimad Bhagavatam class, we have to come together and serve, and just cordially deal with devotees. That's all. There's not much expected, like that. So this is one of the offense also, no? Not being happy by seeing a devotee also an offense. Can you imagine? When you see a devotee, we are not happy. That is an offense. So if you see a devotee, say Jai Prabhu, no, that means you're actually appreciating a devotee. It's not offensive. That's good. So see, Krishna consciousness is not twofold. That if you do it in a positive way, then you grow like anything. But if you neglect a devotee, if you feel you show your moroseness by saying a Derek is kamu dekh liya. So that kind of feeling comes, then we are actually losing, because then becomes offensive also. So our responsibility that we also learn how to deal with devotees, how to take care of devotees, how to appreciate Vaishnavas, because through that we will get access to Krishna. Like that it is. And it is every devotee is important. We need the blessing of each and every Vaishnava, each and every devotee. The new devotee, old devotee, every devotee we need. Because this is how Krishna consciousness is. Because every devotee is dear to Krishna. So we cannot play around with devotees. We have to be very, very careful. Every devotee is very, very dear to the Lord. So with that understanding, we should try to see that how we are very happily staying together as a family. It's very, very important. And we should be ready to do anything for that sake. Our ego, our envy, that's called, we have to keep aside. We will be suffering from that. We can tell, no, Prabhu, I'm actually suffering from my envy, I'm suffering from my ego, whatever disease we may be having. But let us, for the sake of, being a family, being together, let us keep it aside. There is a higher purpose we have. So that inconvenience will be there. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says that, he says that in early stages, the problem is that because we have envy. So when we have envy, then we will not like devotee, especially we will not like seniors. Not so easy. So then he says, then what is the plight? Because if you don't take association of devotees, then you will not progress also. So he puts this question. If you don't take association of devotees, you won't progress. And then you don't like also. Because the seniors, they may tell you so many things and all. And association of devotees is not so easy many times. Correct? So then you may not like. So then what happens? Then he will not progress. Then he wants to go away. If he is not in association of devotees, which becomes a very crucial thing for him to make advancement. So that factor is not there. And then he wants to go away also. So then what is the solution? So he says, so the devotee has to consciously understanding what is good for him. He has to put himself in the association of devotees and tolerate that inconveniences which is created by his own envy, by his own false ego. He has to tolerate that. And that's why this is austerity, to be in association of devotees. That is the reason it is austerity. And of course, when he puts himself like this, he takes little austerity, he will get so much of reciprocation, because devotees are actually having so much of love. They are dealing with Krishna, they are dealing with holy name, they are dealing with deities. They are not like some hard-hearted fellows, like those who don't have any love for the Lord. So actually, if the materialists can have affectionate dealings with each other, as devotees, how much more we can be, having such kind of affection and love and attachment for devotees like that. So the degree we grow in our Krishna consciousness, we will be able to love each and every devotee like that. Sometimes we may not be able, some chemistry may mismatch, but sometimes some devotees, they say, no, they're sajati and all this. It does not mean that the devotee cannot be happy seeing other devotee. It does not mean that a devotee cannot embrace other devotee. It does not mean that a devotee cannot have affection for other devotee. It does not mean that. So devotees, as in the association of devotees, has to have that factor of being happy with each other, valuing each other. It's very, very important, like that. So we see in this Krishna Sudama, because we want to continue our discussion, what we are doing before. So this is, I was saying that how life is very, very difficult to give up until unless we have such kind of higher access to transcendental realm. And I was saying that how it is important for one to able to get the higher taste by engaging in Krishna consciousness. And the way to engage in Krishna consciousness is through devotees, because through association of devotees only we engage. It's not possible. It's not for us so easy. We connect with Krishna on our own. Takya Mara nahi paye bala harinama sankirtana, like that it is. So that's why one has to be very carefully understanding the purpose of the scriptures. We cannot just say that no, I don't need I don't want. I'm okay. I'm leave me, on my own. I will do my own bhakti and I'll go back to Vadu. That kind of attitude is not very good attitude. So
Huh?
one has to be very careful of this point like that. So once I think Sri Rama Prabhu was telling, or Dwarkadish Prabhu, he was saying that if you want to water the root of the tree, but you don't water the root of the tree directly. You don't go and take the root, water and root the tree, root of the tree. What you have to do, you have to pour the water on the soil. Correct, no? So root may not be visible so much, but where you have to water, you have to pour water on the soil, and that will take to the root. So I'm saying that soil is actually the devotees. So to devotees, that will go, the water will go like that. So when devotees association will get that upliftment, that encouragement, that kind of thing will be there, and then we will able to progress very nicely. Sometimes our mind will say so many things, no, but this devotee is not good, his nature is not fitting, and this and that. So many things mind will say. So that is our mind only which blocks us, to take proper association and to be good with devotees. That's our own mind. So we have to get out of these mental blocks. These mental blocks are enemies. So we should understand that he's a devotee. Why can't I love him? Why can't I embrace him? Why can't I greet him? Why can't I bow down to him? Why can't I, have some affectionate dealings with him? So we should be able to do it to anyone actually. Anyone. I remember there was in my school one boy was there, was like a rogue, very deadly fellow. So he would be doing all nonsense, So, but when you would come, sometimes because some of us, we'll be like in the first bench, we will not associate with those kind of people. But I remember still that, we would be like in good terms, like we just say nice, like kaise ho, sab theek hai, everything is fine. Okay, he would ask me, I would say, you are okay, good and all, and then we'll just, he do your own thing, I do my own thing, like that. But we have like kind of, a proper social dealing at least that much. So I was thinking that if we can have with some kind of person who is completely into another path, we have nothing to give and take with him, but still we can be good to him. So why not with devotees? So devotees are our dear, very very dear to us. So we should not be able to. We should not keep any kind of this kind of feelings that I can't deal with this devotee. This devotee, let it be in his room. I'll be in my room. I
On
cannot
this
talk
study room.
because he is of not my
Okay.
nature. I have my own nature. He is his nature. Our all nature is to be servants of Krishna, and our nature is to love each other. That's our real nature. We should be not keeping this kind of mental blocks. That means that we are only mental platform only. In mental platform, this will go on like that. I like him. He's of my nature. He's not of my nature. These are all mental platform. One should be ready to overcome this kind of mental platform and bow down to devotees, serve the devotees, ask his instructions. Prabhu, what is the instruction? What should I do? And endeavor to please. See, if you don't understand anything, do one thing very clear. Please the devotee. See what way he can be pleased. Do something for his pleasure. So that way one can come out of the mental block. Because mental block means what? We are
This is I'll
self-centered.
keep inside yesterday.
For our pleasure only.
You can take this one.
So to break the mental platform,
And this one.
you have to really think of somebody else apart from you.
And that one.
Don't try to please yourself.
Okay.
Don't try to please your mind, your psychophysical nature, your mind, my comfort. We are very self-centered. We have to know that. Very self-centered. That's why we cannot properly associate with devotees. So we have to become somewhat selfless. We have to think of, okay, how can I please that person? See, our Dronacharya, he was able to serve whom? Jashodhamna, right? Jashodhamna. Jashodhamna only, right? He was able to serve. He was so liberal as a Brahmana. And he was supposed to kill him. He knew that Jashodhamna is going to kill me in future. But he was so liberal and he affectionately taught him all the military skills. Can you imagine? So he was not self-centered, thinking that, okay, future is going to kill me, I will not do anything. Not like that. Correct, no? So one should be able to actually, come across this all kind of blocks. And we should love devotees. And even sometimes some devotee may be doing something not proper. There are devotees sometimes they may be, maybe getting into too much of illusion or something like that. But even then also we should have very good feelings for them. We may have some institutionally some kind of, that they may not come to temple or something like that. But on personal basis, we should be able to embrace the devotee. Embrace the devotee means that the devotee we should be able to respect him. We should be able to have affectionate feeling for him. We should be able to pray for him like that. On personal basis, we should be very good to a devotee. Always, we should always have that. Good to any human being as well. So what to speak of devotees? Devotees are not ordinary personalities. So then only we'll have proper mission of the Prabhupada going on. Because if we ourselves are not treating each other well, then we will not be able to bring any single soul in our fold of devotional service. Not possible. Because Vyasacharya told in our voice once, he said, why is some voice attract so many souls and so many devotees come and want to get trained? Because if you see very carefully in that voice, that kind of culture is there, that kind of family culture is there, that kind of warmth is there. They are doing the sadhana very nicely and they have very loving relationship. So more devotees, happy devotees. That's what our slogan is. GBC also has told more devotees and happy devotees. Because happy devotees only will bring more devotees. When devotees will come there and they say, these two fellows don't talk only. Two seniors are there, they don't talk to each other. And some young person comes. He'll say, I think I'll also have to be like this only, like them. Better I don't. I have better. My two seniors there are talking, they're very good. They take to me party and they're very happy. They're very good for me. So we have to fight against all these our natures. And I'll tell you, our devotees are very much ready to help us. Only thing is we keep such a big wall of false ego, then we are not ready to extend. We don't, no, I know how to deal with all these things. So this kind of things are very dangerous attitudes, because we think that I am so good and I know everything. I know what is the way to go back to God. I know. I have read scriptures. I know a lot. I have done so many things. I have been very well learned, well versed. So I know my way back to God. So we have to be very humble. We have to know I don't know anything. All the devotees should come and teach me. Chaitanya Vihari Prabhu should come and give me 10, 20 hours of class a week or maybe a day. Pitanga Prabhu should come and tell me 15 hours every day. Siddheshwar Prabhu should tell me some 10 hours a day class. Sudarshan Prabhu should come and tell me 15 hours a day class. All these classes I need because I'm a fool. I don't understand things. And all these devotees are very wonderful. So we should be very humble. So much things to learn from each and every devotee. Because they can tell us, how can I be devotee? How can I, chant nicely? I asked Pitambar Prabhu, can you tell me how should I chant the name of the Lord? Can he not tell me? And can he not help me? 15 minutes he will speak, then I can actually chant properly. Why not? Because he knows what is the proper way to chant the name of the Lord. Are we on our own? Every time we are aware, how can I chant? How do I take proper shelter? We don't know. So devotees are the people who will act in our life, and Krishna acts through them. So Krishna actually, see, the love of Krishna you'll feel only through devotees. My spiritual master saying in one of the lectures, saying that we can experience love of Krishna in our life through devotees. We are not so advanced that we will be able to understand love of Krishna or receive love of Krishna directly. Through Vaishnavas, we receive the love of Krishna. And through Vaishnavas, we also offer our love to Krishna. This is a very right understanding. Like in spiritual master, when we do deity worship also, through spiritual master, so sometimes I worship, then I think, no, I am not worshipping. I am simply assisting my spiritual master. Because when I see my consciousness, my devotion, I say I am so mechanical. I am only rotating. I have very mechanical tendency I have. So I can only think, okay, I am assisting my spiritual master. My spiritual master will offer. Then Krishna will be pleased. So you pray to spiritual master and then you do that, like that. So through spiritual master, you're offering there, correct? The same way through devotees, we actually offer our love for Krishna, our service to Krishna. So this is a very, very important principle like that. So here, continuing this Sudama and Krishna pastime. So it's very, so I don't know whether till where we have done last time. I hope we did this when Sudama was ready to go to the Dwarka. He was convinced by his wife that now you should go. So these pastimes are so good, because when you read this kind of pastimes and you see the heart of Lord, you see the heart of the devotee. Jai Shri Radha Gati Vallabha ki jai, Shri Paramahansa ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baldev Swami ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When you see the heart of the devotee and you see the heart of the Lord, then you can actually get attracted. Such kind of golden heart. We can see how a Lord's heart is, how the devotee's heart is, and then what is my heart. And then we can actually get more and more inspired to be like them. And this kind of pastimes can actually charm our heart. And when we are charmed by Krishna and his devotees and his loving exchanges, then our charm for this material sense gratification will go away gradually. So and we'll also be able to get charmed in the association of devotees as well. Because when we remember such kind of devotees, and then we also see the same kind of qualities, our devotees also manifesting, that will also charm our heart. So first we will be able to get charmed by the heart of Krishna and his devotees in the Bhagavatam. But then we should be able to see the heart of the devotees having similar qualities. Then we will be charmed by them also. And then we will be able to love them also. Because we don't have affection, we may not able to develop sufficient affection because we are not able to see maybe that kind of quality in devotees. And maybe our reading of Bhagavatam is not that proper. Because if you are reading well, if you are understanding the quality of Krishna and his devotees, and we are able to get affected by their love, then we'll able to see the same kind of exchanges of Krishna and the devotees happening around us also. The devotees who are carrying the qualities, and we see that how Krishna is also blessing them, how they are also advancing. We'll able to appreciate that. Same thing among us also that way. So our appreciation for devotees will also increase. How devotees are dedicating their life. Like suppose Muktanand Prabhu starts talking about the early day surrender of Srila Prabhupada disciples, how they were serving, how they were doing preaching and all that. When we relish with so much great relish, we hear, Prabhupada Leela Amrita, okay, this has happened, that devotee did this, he served like this, he followed Prabhupada's instruction like that and all. And that same Leela is happening right now also. We are all part of Chaitanya Leela and Prabhupada Leela. But then we have, we are not able to appreciate sufficiently. We think, no, I am somehow put here. These people, what are these people? They don't have proper this thing, they don't have proper that thing. So mind gives so many ways of, mind tricks like this. So we should be able to appreciate, my Lord, I am part of Chaitanya Leela right now. So many devotees doing wonderful services. Book distribution. Today, like, Prabhu is going 10 to 6 book distribution. And many devotees, Vishal Prabhu and Ganga Mata, they are headed. So they need Chaitanya Leela, right? Because book distribution is happening. The Prabhupada's Leela is further going on. So why we should not be, inspired and feel so part of the great glorious, Leela going on right now, also, Sankirtan Leela. So that's why one should get charmed by this. So let us read this. So it says that, so I'll read this translation. When his wife thus repeatedly implored him in various ways, the Brahmana thought to himself, to see Lord Krishna is indeed the greatest achievement in life. Thus he decided to go. But first he told her, my good wife, if there is anything in the house I can bring as a gift, please give it to me. So I'm looking for the specific verse. Yeah, correct. So he says, Sa evam bharaya vipro bahusha parthito muhu ayam hi parmo labha uttama shloka darshanam. So he says that, actually, Sudama is not so interested to go just for getting some kind of favor from Krishna. Of course, that's not the goal of Sudama. Sudama simply wants to, go because he says here, uttama shloka darshanam. At least I will get the audience of the Lord. He feels like that. So Sudama's wife also was a pure devotee. It was not that she was inducing Sudama to go to get some kind of material favor. That was not the main intention. She wanted to serve Sudama because Sudama is a great devotee. So, like taking care of physical needs for the devotee is not something bad. Like suppose you pray for some kind of devotee's well-being, because you want to see that devotee is healthy, and then he wants to serve. He can serve nicely more. So you may have that wish that, oh, let this devotee be having proper health also. So you can serve the mission very nicely like that. We don't force Krishna, we don't demand Krishna, but having that kind of feeling, having that kind of wishes is not material. It is okay. So here, actually, Sudama's wife, she actually was thinking that Sudama is in such a precarious situation, which was not tolerable to her. So then she wanted him to go to meet Krishna also. So Sudama also was not having any interest in getting some material favor from Krishna. But he says, Aham hi parmo labha uttama shloka darshanam. That at least I will get the audience of the Lord. I can see the Lord. I will have, that is the greatest achievement in my life. So he decided and told that, please give me something. And then he wanted to offer something to the Lord. So this is the mood. So he wants to have audience of the Lord, and he wants to offer something to the Lord. So there is no mood to take anything, but he wants to offer. So Prabhupada said also in San Francisco to all his disciples that whenever you come to temple, bring something for the Lord. So this is what Prabhupada taught. So like many times traditionally, people go to temple for getting something. That's what, because I have a list. I have to get marks, I have to get promotion, so many things. But Prabhupada taught you, when you come, you offer service to Krishna. You come offer some maybe fruits or something like that, and you come and engage yourself in service, and then give your life for Krishna. So Prabhupada has always given us that mood, that giving to Krishna. We have come here to give. So he thought that actually I'll get the darshan of the Lord. That was his mood, Sudama Brahmana. And then he says, Yachitva chaturomashtin vipran pratikata tandulan chalakhandena tan padva bharte pradadupayanam. Sudama's wife begged 4 handfuls of flat rice from neighboring Brahmanas, tied up rice in a torn piece of cloth, and gave it to her husband as a present for Krishna. The next verse he says, taking the flat rice, the saintly Brahmana set off for Dwarka, all the while wondering, how will I be able to have Krishna's audience? This is among other things, Sudama assumed that the gatekeepers would stop him, because he was thinking that if I go, will Krishna recognize me? Because he is Sriniketan. He is the king of Dwarka. He is filled with opulences. So will he able to recognize me? But Sudama had confidence also that Krishna knows my intention. Krishna is Krishna is lover of his devotees. He had confidence as well. Then he said the learned Brahmana, joined by some local Brahmanas, passed 3 guard stations and went through 3 gateways, and then he walked by homes of Lord Krishna's faithful devotees, the Andhakas and Vrishnis, which ordinarily no one could do. He then entered one of the opulent palaces belonging to Lord Hari's 16,000 queens, and when he did so, he felt as if he were attaining the bliss of liberation. So Sudama, when he was going, then he finally arrived, Dwarka. And actually, where he arrived, he first stood near the Rukmini's palace. So he says in the purport also, when the saintly Brahmana entered the precincts of Lord Krishna's palaces and then actually entered one of the palaces, he completely forgot everything else. And thus his state of mind is compared to that of one who has just achieved the bliss of spiritual liberation. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes from the Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda, wherein we learn that the Brahmana actually entered the palace of Rukmini. Satu Rukmani Anta Puradvari Kshanam Tushnim Sitaha. He stood for a moment in silence at the doorway of Queen Rukmini's palace. So he happened to be there. And then he says, Tam Vilokya Chuto Durat Priyaya Pankamasthitaha Sasothaya Chabhyatya Dobhyam Paryagrahinmuta. At that time, Lord Achyuta was seated on his consort's bed, spotting the Brahmana at some distance. So from there only he could see Brahmana. I mean, the Sudama Brahmana. He could spot it. Oh, is my friend there? And the Lord immediately stood up, went forward to meet him, with great pleasure embraced him. So Lord immediately recognized. Sudama had little this thing that, oh, will the Lord recognize me? He's a great king of Dwarka, having so many opulences, so many servants, so many gates. But here, Krishna, he from distance only, he could see Sudama. And the response of Krishna was, he immediately got up, immediately stood up and went forward to meet him, running. We have seen that Krishna Sama video in Sankalpa. We show that how Krishna just ran like that. So it's true, Krishna must have ran like that because he's so eager to meet Sudama and give him a big embrace like that. So Krishna always remembers Sudama. It's not like Krishna forgot. So Krishna never forgets any of his devotees. So it is said that Krishna knows the intention, and Krishna knows the devotion of every devotee. Sometimes physically the devotee may be separated, and the devotee may be in different material circumstances, maybe very poor, maybe some remote part of the world where he may not be known to anyone. But Krishna knows, like Dukhi, when she was serving, just bringing the pot completely in the background, Krishna knew. Krishna knew Sridhar Kolavaksha also. Krishna knew them. So Krishna knows his devotees. Krishna knows the devotion of his devotees. Sometimes this insecurity may come, sometimes to ask whether Krishna is actually recognizing my service or not, whether what I'm rendering. So maybe we must seek some kind of recognition. But if you are matured in our understanding, we'll know that actually Krishna is always knowing. If I am doing sincerely for my Guru, for Krishna, I have keep my good intention, we don't have to worry. Of course, we can always work on it to improve our intentions and our devotion. But the point is, we should not feel insecure because Krishna knows. So Radhashyam was saying that once Krishna would have one mirror. There he would see different pictures of people. In mirror, it would be seen who are loving him the most. So once Krishna was looking at the mirror and then suddenly saw the photo of Shakuni, and then so that means Shakuni was also remembering Krishna a lot, but he was remembering Krishna because he was seeing Krishna as a threat. And okay, this fellow can turn the game, anytime, because Dhritarashtra and company and all, he was trying to support that how Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra was sanctioning and Duryodhana could usurp the kingdom of from Pandavas. So Shakuni was making all the plots, no? But he was knowing that this Krishna is very extraordinary personality and he can turn the whole game. So he was always remembering. But Krishna knew that what way he's remembering. He's a cunning fellow, he's not remembering in some favorable way. So he knew that, so he was not so interested. But he was remembering him a lot, that way it is. So Krishna actually knows the intention of all his devotees. What the devotee has the devotion, what intent he has. Like suppose once my special master was saying that, like Radha Madhava in Mayapur, the big deities are there, Rasasaki and all that. So many devotees come for darshan, right? So many devotees, some Bengal, some even other different parts of the world. Locally, some brahmacharis, some sannyasis, grihasthas, children, old men. So many people come. But Krishna exactly, knows what that individual person is right now having, what attitude, what devotion, what intent. You know, somebody maybe just come, because oh no, I was it's a brahmachari, I'm supposed to be there because the attendance kept, they have institutionalized the whole thing. So anyway, I made it today. I am saved from any kind of transcendental punishment of Mahamantra. I don't think is there anything there. I think in Pune only we have, but he may have just like that, some understanding. And somebody may be actually, taking deep shelter of the deities, understanding actually that how the Lord is so mercifully giving darshan, and this is the greatest fortune of mine that I am though not qualified, but having the fortune of being in front of him, and he may be sincerely offering prayers. And somebody may be spaced out, thinking about his own job or something like that. So Krishna exactly knows, what is going on in everyone's heart and mind, like that. And Krishna can be impressed and pleased only by sincere devotion, sincere intent of trying to please him and serve him. So Krishna sees that only. So here Sudama was very perfectly situated devotee. He only wanted to serve Krishna and please Krishna. So Krishna was very happy to see Sudama. So he was so eager to, come and greet and welcome Sudama like that. And you can see that Krishna's heart is how Krishna is not at all seeing anything external. Like you see in the case of Dronacharya and Drupad, correct? So Dronacharya, he was a Brahmana. He was not so, in the Gurukula they were friends, both of them, just like Krishna were friends. Same way Dronacharya and Drupada were also friends. When Drupada became king, then when he went to meet, Dronacharya went to meet Drupad, then he failed to recognize him. And he thought that how can the friendship be in the different status? Friendship should happen in the same status. So he was not ready to recognize him actually. So, but Krishna not like that. You can see Krishna did not at all see whether he is having riches, no riches. He does not see. Somebody is illiterate, he does not see. Yesterday only we were reading that Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam purport. So Krishna only sees the sincere devotion of the devotee. He is not interested in anything else. Radhashyam was also saying in our class, we were reading that. So Krishna is not attracted to any girl. Somebody may think Krishna has so many beautiful gopis to dance with. He may be attracted to them. So Krishna was not attracted to their beauty. Krishna was attracted to their sincere service attitude because they were surrendering themselves fully to Krishna. So that makes any living entity very beautiful. So that is the beauty of that gopi, that they are completely surrendered to Krishna. That is the real beauty. It is not something external. Not, of course, externally also they may be beautiful because when they are having that kind of service attitude, then they may be also decorating also themselves and all that. That is fine for the Krishna's pleasure. But the point is what Krishna is attracted to, the sincere loving attitude of the devotees. So in Dwarka Leela also, Prabhupada writes in the purport that how these queens, they were serving the Lord, and Lord was behaving like a henpecked husband. He was completely controlled by these queens. So there Prabhupada writes, actually Lord was not controlled because of some external beauty or some kind of their bashfulness or something like that. No. He was simply controlled by sincere service attitude of that those queens like that. So this is the only thing what Lord is attracted to. Lord is not attracted to anything else that way. And we also, if we have to attract the Lord, we have to, we will only be able to attract by our sincere devotion to our spiritual master, to the Vaishnavas, that sincere feelings when we approach the Lord. Then Lord is really very merciful. like that. So when we see how, and also we can see how the Lord treats his devotees. No? So here personally he's running. No? He could have told, okay, go and get him. Get him, he's on the gate. Some servants, no, go get him. Make him sit, I'll come. No, not like that. He himself jumped and went like this. You see, when Narada Muni also came to Dwarka, so that time when he went to different palaces, the first palace, let's say he went to Rukmani, then Krishna was like playing with chess with Rukmani. And then immediately Krishna came out and then made him sit on the Rukmani's bed and then washed his feet and asking, how are you and how is your everything going on, all that. So Krishna was very lovingly, affectionately dealing and worshipping his devotees. And then Narad Muni goes to other palaces also. So some place Krishna was playing with his grandson, some place he was doing some charity as a Grihastha Dharma, some place he was taking care of the horses. So like that, different palaces was doing different things. But and every time when he was going, Krishna was actually greeting him as if first time only greeting. Now he was like, confused. What is this? Just now he greeted me and served me. But every time Krishna was greeting like that, washing his feet and greeting him like that. So Narada was completely like, mesmerized. How this Krishna is so amazing. So every time he was eager to serve him and greet him and all that. As if first time he's meeting that time. And it was said that actually Krishna expanded into 16,108 forms after getting all those queens relieved from that what that name of the person who captured all those queens? Huh? Shankachurna. So that demon, he captured. So then Shankachurna.
It was Mool.
Narkasura. But Narkasura, I think. Anyway, from demon. So anyway, then so it is said that now see all the 16,000 queens. So 16,000 queens, they were actually of I mean they're all different individuals, their form and the beauty, they're different, their natures were different. So Krishna expanded into all these forms, but he was not exactly looking the same. He was of height and his form was somewhat matching to that particular queen also. Though Krishna, but some adjustment like that. So he was very personal to all these queens. And all the queens would think that, Are, Krishna does not go anywhere, he's always with me only. Because when Krishna would come in daytime, so when he would come, then all the expansions would come and they would merge, they would become one, and then go to the court and everything and do all the administration and everything. And the evening when he would come, then again they would expand. He would expand. And then again they would go to their respective palaces. And then Krishna is completely with every queen, fully. So the queen would think that, Krishna is completely, controlled by me only. He doesn't go anywhere else. He just completely attached to me. So like that, every queen was feeling. So how Krishna is so personal and so much like, takes care of his devotees in all aspects. This Krishna only can do that actually. How he's personally available to every devotee and he cares for every devotee so beautifully. So you can see how Krishna dealt with Narada Muni, so beautifully. So that is how the Krishna's heart is so powerful. So wonderful. Golden heart. Krishna has a golden heart. So he does not say anything, anything external. He simply wants to greet his devotees, serve his devotees so nicely in that way. And then, so when another thing is also there that actually Krishna, like he was saying, our Surashna was saying in the last class that how Krishna is actually, what are you saying? Yeah, Krishna does not give, his devotional service so easily, because Krishna has to become, towards the end you are making this point, that because Krishna becomes a servant of his own devotees. So he is not so, not so easily he will give himself, because he will become servant only of his own devotees like that. He gets completely controlled by him. So it is said in scripture that Krishna is very sulabha. One of the things is called Krishna. So Krishna is param, but he is sulabha also. That verse is there in Gita. Tasyaham sulabha partha. So Krishna says that if somebody is engaged in devotional service, then Lord is very easily attained also. So Ramanacharya on that verse, he gives this commentary and he says this, that actually Krishna is very big. He's not ordinary person. So he compares Krishna to be like elephant, a huge elephant, giant elephant. And there is a small baby, and he wants to climb on elephant. Is it possible on his endeavor? It's not possible actually. But if the elephant is pleased to take the child and lift from the trunk and puts on the back, he puts on his back, and the child is sitting on the top of the elephant. So it's very easy, no? Very easily he can do that. Child can be very easily, immediately he can take down, can put it right. Very easily, no? He can attain that position of sitting on the back of the elephant that way. So he compares this way, no? The Lord is so giant, but Lord only takes the devotee and puts him, above him, and he becomes the servant. So very sulabha, very easily Lord does that, and Lord is very eager to do that. He wants to put all his devotees on his back, on above him. That's what he wants to do. That is all he wants to do, because that's what he relishes. He relishes the devotees, controlling him out of love. That is relishes. He says also, no, I am not, Krishna is not so happy. He gets like yawning when the Vedas personify that glorifying him. But when the gopis chastise him, that Krishna relishes, like that, because they are doing it out of love. They are trying to control Krishna, they are loving Krishna and chastising Krishna. That is Krishna likes that way. So same way, so devotee actually, can easily attain Krishna, because of his sincere love, sincere affection for the Lord. So for a devotee, Krishna is very easily attainable. Vedeshu durlabha, adurlabha atma bhakta. So for somebody is very well learned in Vedas and he knows all the scriptures and all that, he may not be able to attain. He may be able to speculate so much and get and has a lot of knowledge. He may do a lot of austerities. One cannot attain the Lord, by giving lectures, by anything, one cannot attain. Only by sincere devotion service. When somebody becomes a devotee, then only, Uddhava also Lord says, not by austerity, not by giving pravachan, anything, one cannot attain. Only by pure devotional service, Lord is purchased. That way says. So that kind of love only can attract the Lord. Otherwise, not. So then he says further, Sakhyo priyasya vipreshe ranga sangati nivritaha prito machindim vyamuchan bindun netrabhyam pushkakshenaha. He says the lotus-eyed Supreme Lord felt intense ecstasy upon touching the body of his dear friend, the wise Brahmana, and that she shed tears of love. Now you can imagine, Sudama had just come, having such long journey. He must be very tired. His clothes must, he might have sweated also, and his clothes were also must be dirty. He just come like that. And Krishna must be like, must be very fresh with all the kingly garments and ornaments and nice scents and everything, correct? And he's surrounded by all the majestic people also, ministers and his queens and everybody. And here Sudama is like just like a beggar, he's there, very shabby and all that. Might be that way. But Krishna does not see anything, he just goes and embraces. Immediately he embraces, like that. Like we see in the case of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanting to embrace Sanatana Goswami also. Sanatana Goswami had so many pus oozing out because he got infected with some disease. And Sanatana Goswami would feel so bad, Mahaprabhu is again embracing me, and Mahaprabhu would want to embrace him many times, and every time Sanatana Goswami would feel so bad, he was feeling, what is this? And I was thinking maybe I should commit suicide, I cannot tolerate, Mahaprabhu coming and doing that. And that time Mahaprabhu says this point that just like a child, is how loved by the mother, and your body is my property. Also, he says. So the mother does not see anything. For a mother, even if child passes stool also. So for the mother, it is not so abominable. Correct, no? Mothers may know it. But for child, for them it is. My spiritual master says that for a mother, the child will look like a guru. He very graphically was explaining. So when there is love, then this kind of thing will not matter like that. So Lord has such kind of deep love, intense love. So he was in ecstasy, touching the body of his dear friend, the wise Brahmana, and thus he shed tears of love. He was crying tears of ecstasy because he is meeting his beloved friend after so many years. So he is overwhelmed actually. Then he says, Lord Krishna seated his friend Sudama upon the bed. Then the Lord, who purifies the whole world, personally offered him various tokens of respect and washed his feet. O king, after which he sprinkled the water on his own head. He had anointed him with divinely fragrant sandalwood, aguru, and kumkum paste, and happily worshipped him with aromatic incense and arrays of lamps. After finally offering him betel nut and gifts of a cow, he welcomed him with pleasing words. So you can see how he is dealing with Sudama. By fanning him with her charmer, the divine goddess of fortune personally served that poor Brahmana, whose clothing was torn and dirty, and who was so thin that veins were visible all over his body. So even Rukmini is taking opportunity to serve Sudama. because she understands if I serve Sudama, then Krishna will be very pleased. Like it is said that also in the description of Vaikuntha planets, there it is one of the verses says that how this goddess of Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, there are so many numbers, and the Lord is there, and just to attract the attention of the Lord, they're taking the broomstick and they're trying to sweep the Vaikuntha floor, just so that Lord gets a bit attracted, like that, just to please the Lord. So here he's seeing that how Lord is serving his devotee, Sudama, and that way, the Lord is so pleased and he's so much happy. He's crying tears of ecstasy and he's, serving his devotee. So if I serve this devotee, then my Lord also will be pleased. So he's simply trying to attract the attention of Krishna that way, trying to just please Krishna this way. So this is how Goddess of Fortune also is trying to serve the devotee. Can you see what way Krishna treats his devotees? Krishna कहते हैं सलाखों पे रखते हैं भगवान अपने भक्तों को. So that's how Krishna treats his devotees. So today only we were discussing in the morning that how sometimes, like that verse was saying that how those people who are disobedient to the Lord, and so they become asa, their heart becomes vacant. That's what we were discussing. So we were saying that what does it mean by vacant? That means our heart becomes very hard. Why it becomes hard? Because you don't surrender to Krishna, then you have no love. You have no love for the Lord, no devotion for the Lord. And then what happens? Then you may think, I'm loving my friends, I'm loving my relatives, I'm loving so many people. But all that love is nothing but self-serving only. We are simply self-centered, because we are so-called love is only nothing but because I get something from them. And it is seen, it is proven. Otherwise, why the brother becomes enemy of other brother? Why he kills also? Sometimes they are ready to kill also each other. Correct? The husband is ready to kill wife also. Wife is ready to kill husband also. They get divorced. So many things happen. So that kind of love is simply cheating only. There's no love only. It's only self-serving. So heart becomes hard. It's completely hard. And what the meaning of the hardness? Selfishness. Completely selfish heart. So selfish heart is a hard heart. Vacant heart also is said. Vacant heart means what? No love. Vacant. And when one begins to surrender to Krishna, when he develops little affection for the Lord, little devotion for the Lord, then immediately you see he blossoms. His heart is getting some juice. Then he's getting the real heart. And when that heart is there, then he can deal with devotees with love. Then he can deal with living with compassion. And then the real life begins. And then only the real life begins. Otherwise, heart is hard only. So that's what Krishna says, that those are envious, those are disobedient to the Lord, those who don't surrender to the Lord, they don't believe in the Lord, their heart becomes vacant. Vacant means nothing, zero. कुछ है ही नहीं उसके हार्ट में, खत्म है. और उसको बोला हार्ड हार्ट, इतना हार्ड है कि वो कुछ आ ही नहीं रहा, कुछ इमोशन ही नहीं है उसको. So we will say, no, but he has very emotion, he loves his family, he loves his friend, he loves his girlfriend, so many things one may say. But it's all self-serving only. What kind of love it was? One point of time he was loving so much, and that time he wants to kill also. So what kind of love? So it's self-serving only, like that. So Krishna has a golden heart, because he has so much of love for his devotee. And devotee also has a golden heart, because he has so much love for the Lord. And because he has a golden heart, he has love for Lord. That's why he has a golden heart for all the divinities also. And he has to, so much he can give to other divinities. So selfish heart will only want to take. And loving heart, golden heart, the real heart will actually want to give. So you want to make others prosperous. You want to see others happy. That is the golden heart, like that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give us that golden heart, his golden avatar. That we want to give others, we want to serve. You see, Hiranyakashipu had entire world, as under his subjugation. Everybody was under his control, except Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Everybody was under his control. But Hiranyakashipu was only wanting to take things, extract, like that he was thinking. He had nothing to give to this world. He had only to enjoy and take for his pleasure. All demigods are serving him. Everybody should be controlled by him, serve him, giving. He also was taking like this. But Prahlad Maharaj had nothing. But he had so much to give to all the world. Now also he is giving. You see, for all his teachings, he is giving to us. So much a wonderful message and everything. Correct. So a devotee he may not have anything. His whole situation is so precarious, but he's always ready to give. Yesterday, Braj Vilas was there. He was talking about Japataka Maharaj situation. I was asking how is his health. They're telling Prabhu, what health? His health is always bad only. And they're saying every part of his body is problematic. Every part of his body is problem. You cannot imagine how he's functioning. God only knows. But you see now somebody in that situation, like suppose we get little fever also. That what we expect, people should give me something, some solace, some medicine, some service. Correct? We expect, it's very natural for us. We think that now I should be served. No, I should be taken care. Correct? No, that's our feeling. So we don't want to give now. Prabhu, lecture, no, lecture cancel करो. और Prabhu, what about your this service? और no, no, उसको भी cancel करो. अभी मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. अभी now I have to no, just receive, receive medicine, receive love, receive care, receive. You understand? No? We cannot extend them. So it's very difficult. But you see, Jagraka Masai Maharaj, now he has so much of problem, but he is giving to the whole world because heart is golden. That heart only wants to give to others. No, he's not concerned about his body, his what he needs. Okay, their devotees are serving him, taking care of him, but that is the reciprocation of the devotee. But he's not expecting. He's not like obsessed with that thought. I have to receive this. I have to get medicine. I have to visit doctor. He's not anxious like this. His anxiety is how can I give to more and more souls? How can I give more and more initiation to more fallen souls of this world? How can I make them more eligible to go back to Godhead? And he's giving Chaitan Charitamrita classes and he's touring and he's working on TOEP. When we were asking about, something we were asking, some question Achyut Mohan was asking Mayapur. Then Maharaj said that I'm not so much thinking about all this. Something about going back to or something. Maharaj said, I'm only thinking after 50 years, how should this con be? So he's only thinking about the mission. So Maharaj is completely absorbed in preaching and seeing the movement is growing and all that. So you can see the devotee who has golden heart, his heart is only wanting to give. Same is Krishna's heart. Krishna is simply wanting to give, like that. Because he has love. When you have love, then only you can give. Because what you can give is that love only. That is a real commodity. That's what the real commodity is. So that's why it's called gold. Golden heart means that love. That's a golden heart. So and then only you want to give, you want to see others happy. Like that it is. So here, all the, this next verse comes here. The people in royal palace were all astonished to see Krishna. The spotless glory, so lovingly honor his shabbily dressed Brahmana. So all of them were very happy, because they were not completely non-envious. They were associated with the Lord also. They also had golden heart. So they were also very happy to see that how Krishna is treating his friend. And they were very happy to see that how he is receiving so much of mercy. They were very, very happy. So golden heart of the Lord and golden heart of the devotee should attract us. Because then we'll also develop desire to have our heart also golden. We also want to give up selfishness. We also want to develop love for the Lord, love for the devotees, and love and compassion for the living entities. Because that is real life. Otherwise, life is the what is that? Jivan Mapovi, what is that? Jivopi Mrito Hisa. Something says Jivan Mapi Mrito Hisa. Says like that. So that kind of living life is like a dead only. Yeah, you're dead only. Murda. Because वो किसी के लिए जी नहीं रहा, वो केवल self serving. It's not the real life. So real life begins when you actually start thinking in terms of serving the Lord and serving the other living entities. It's becoming selfless, and that is only possible when you begin taking shelter of the Supreme Lord, like that it is. So we were discussing this, that how sometimes mother may be seeing a child who is on the highway road, getting tormented with so many living entities. Some insects may be coming and cars may hit him. So mother is feeling so much of anxiety. This child is suffering so much, and he says, "Come, child, surrender to me. Come to me. I'll take my shelter. Come back to me." He's pleading. So that is not some kind of egomaniac thing from the side of mother. Mother only wants to serve that child. Correct? He only wants to serve. He wants to put the child under her custody to serve him. And then she will bathe him, serve him, and dedicate her life for that child. Yes or no? That's what his mother wants to do that. So same way the Lord is saying, surrender unto me. For what? To dedicate his life. Lord wants to dedicate his life for his service. So this is the mood of the Lord. Golden heart, you see. When we say, surrender to me, you come under my control. Then what? Now you become servant. Now wash my clothes. थोड़ा सा मेरा ये कर दो, वो करो, ये मेरा servant हो गया. So we have that kind of attitude sometimes. It's very dangerous for us, to have people under us, because we may control them. That's why Radheshyam says, don't allow your clothes to be washed by your juniors. So many policies will made because we tend to exploit them for our own service, for our own gratification. But Lord wants to dedicate to that devotee who has surrendered himself to serve him. So Lord cares for the devotee. He loves the devotee. उसको सराखों पे रख देता है भगवान. So he wants to make the devotee happy, in all possible ways like that. So when Lord is demanding surrender, so his demand of surrender is not like how we have threat of surrendering to somebody in this world, or I may be exploited. But Lord is completely wanting to dedicate himself to serve that person, become soul of servant of that devotee, that person, and take care of him all possible ways. So I was talking in the morning a street dog and pet dog. I was saying how pet dog is so nicely taken care. The master dedicated himself for serving that pet dog. takes in the car, he takes him to the beauty parlor, he takes him to the hospital, he will serve, he will walk. Sometimes master may not want to go to for a walk, but for a dog, he has to go for a walk. Like Jacob Prabhu came, he was saying, Prabhu, I cannot be because the dog has to go for a walk and many things like that. So take care of him. So that means the master is thinking, how can I, please the dog? We can see in America, they have like that. So dog is actually the real object of all service. There you can see. What dog will serve? No. They only give some kind of emotional support maybe to the master, but actually the master only serves, the dog. So Lord only is only looking for that sincere, loving feeling in the heart of the devotee, and the Lord simply wants to serve that devotee. Might want to make him only happy. So this kind of surrender is, what we can see. So we can see this way. The dealing of the Lord with the devotee is so nice. By seeing this, our heart can be charmed, and then we also want to become devotee. I also want to become devotee now. Like that, you will feel like that is such a loving Lord. Why should I not become His devotee? Otherwise, my fear, my independence will go away. Our independence will go away means what? We like pet dog. So that is not independence going. So we real freedom. Lord only becomes a servant of that person. So what kind of freedom? Lord is simply the order carrier of the devotee, like that. And a street dog, he has the freedom. He can enjoy. He can go anywhere and all that. What kind of freedom he is? He is attacked by other dogs. He is attacked by some people. Throw stones. Sometimes you see street dog. What kind of situation? उसका एक हाथ पैर से लूला हो जाता है ना, he is completely लंगड़ा, and blood is oozing out. Flies are there, and his, if you see his stomach also completely skinny. I have seen such dogs, street dogs. So what is the plight of that fellow? And this fellow feels, I'm independent. I have freedom to go anywhere. We see the pet dog, how beautiful they look. They have nice dress. They're healthy. They're walking, jumping. So nice. Because master is taking care of them so well. So why not become Krishna's dog? Krishna is happy to take us. Only thing is, we should be willing to take that step. So let us pause here. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Lord Premanande. Any reflection or any comment? Yes, bro.
So, two questions. One based upon your first part of the lecture. So, we are in a society where the Prabhupada also says that people have different tendencies, preconceptions, some scholars which we take up. And every devotee is suffering with their own awareness. For someone, pride may be a major thing, someone ego may be a thing, someone is envy, different thing. And many times we also see in our interactions certain thing coming out very strongly from a devotee, either through his actions, through his words, or through his discussions behind your back. So you
Which means like two devotees are there. Which devotee he's able to see other devotee.
Yeah, well, it's very clear. And
it's clear that other devotee is suffering from envy.
No, it's not suffering. It's like, yeah, you can easily understand through the words, through the actions.
That the other person
It's
envious.
envious of you feeling, his ego, his envy, all those things can be directly felt through words, through action. Something you can see when like poison being coming out directly when you speak. So in Prabhupada also many people told to Prabhupada. And in our society also, not that whenever anyone comes into devotion, they're all pure devotees. So everyone is having their own baggage of understanding. So sometimes because of that, some devotee, you can clearly see that these things are happening. Maybe someone is talking something really bad, someone is making false accusations about you, someone is so many things. And in that case, sometimes you're working with a set of devotees, and because of these things, you see that it's directly happening with you. And then I'll just say one thing. I was talking with a very senior Prabhupada disciple 2 weeks back, and I was telling, see, Prabhu, sometimes what do you do? What have you done in so many years? So sometimes he tells, sometimes you may have to change the department or work under someone else and have mutual loving respect for the devotee, but like keep him at a distance. You don't have to be like huggy going talking, but mutually respecting, but you can keep at a distance. And you can work on some other services, and over the course of time, everyone is working with their devotion. They can change. Either it will become well, it doesn't become well also, your well wisher of the devotee have like good calls for that, prayers for that. But you don't have to be like there's so many devotees. And when there is a requirement of the service for the mission, you obviously can come together and take things, but not that with every devotee will have that. So what do you do? Like, what's your understanding or ideas? And sometimes you may see, I've seen many in my last 15, 16 years, many times two devotees may not even talk. But when there is service, they may come together. Many times when the devotees, seniors also, you'll see that they may not always get along. And sometimes you may see that some devotees actually directly making false accusations about you or having envy, pride, ego, and it's directly coming out through words behind back, what other people say. So in that case, is it not good to what do you think? What the scriptures say? What's your thing? Whether to keep a like what perfectly works for me is always to keep a distance from it. Like the fourth principle about the Madhyama Vikari says, like he's not a non-devotee or atheist, but even a devotee with whom you can see this tendency, it's always better to keep a safe distance. And internally you can offer obeisances, but you need not be like because it may actually affect you more. So that's
Yeah.
my understanding what they say. And the second question.
Second question later we can.
Okay.
So the point is that when we see what we perceive some envy or some kind of people are putting false accusations and all that, we have to be very careful. We should not simply think that this person is envious or his false ego. It's not a very healthy thing to think like that.
No, when we consult with seniors, put the facts, and then you verify from not you.
So then you should take shelter of that senior, matured senior, then follow what he says. That way we should be sheltered. But we should not have our own feeling, he is envious of me, he is having false pride with me. That our own mind, because we have envy when we think that everybody is envious. So we problem may be with us only. So we should not think devotees are having enviousness. They may be having some misunderstanding sometimes, or they may be sometimes speaking because their mood might be off or something like that. They don't have very good heart. In general, we should have very good feeling about devotees. So we should not unnecessarily have that kind of feeling. He is envious of me. At least I cannot digest this. Like even some devotees whom I had some kind of like this kind of feeling. I never want to think that he is envious of me. Why should he be envious of me? He may have some mismatch, something. He may not able to gel along with me and all. That's fine. So what should I do? I can ask my senior. The senior will say, okay, no problem. You serve him this way, that way. Don't too much, interact with him that way so much, the way you were doing before. So you do this, but have a cordial relationship. But what we are talking about is that it's not that we cannot talk to him, we cannot, gel with him. Gel in the sense, I'm not saying that you have to discuss Krishna hours and hours. But I think we can have, they can smile when they see each other, they can talk to each other, they have something to discuss, they can come and discuss together like that. So that much maturity we have to develop. We may not be able to do right now, but we have to develop that maturity. Because he is Krishna Chan,
भगवान का सेवा हो रहा है तो
suppose you are given a service that Prabhu, some outsider is
समझा रहे हो
coming,
भगवान की
some
कृपा
big
से
person is coming, you have to deal with him. So will you say that I cannot talk to him? He's envious of Krishna, he's envious of me? Not like that. He may, all of us are envious, but there we can deal with him properly. What's the problem? The same way we can deal with devotees properly. What's the problem there? And we can take shelter of some superior. And our superiors will never tell that he's envious of you or something. Never. Like one senior devotee, when he was being criticized, kind of somewhat criticism, for other senior devotee. Then devotee asked, is it very envious of you? Then Raghunath Swami Maharaj says he's not envious. He's like orthodox. So orthodox way mein hai. So that's why he is saying like that. It's not envious. So so it's not like of course somebody very Uttam Adhikari may say also sometimes, Prabhupada may say he's envious of something. But we should not get into that joint. It's not very healthy. We are very young. We should not think that this devotee is envious of me, that devotee is envious of me. We should not get into all that. We should be very innocent. The child keeps all these things, he's very envious of me, he's very lusty of me, nothing. He's very innocent. I am servant, I am servant of that devotee. That should be our identification. We are not here to judge devotees. We are here to serve devotees. See, why are we free from envy? We are not free from envy. So we may perceive so many things because of our own faults only, many times, like that.
I'm not talking of perceiving. I'm just putting the facts. Like this is what happened. This is not. There's no perception. Neutral. Put
See,
the
Prabhu, the facts also, the facts are also subjective. It is not like facts means this is envious. It is not like that. A devotee has overall good heart also, no, Prabhu.
That is there.
Yeah, we all are, see, we are all struggling with envy. All of us are struggling with envy. Now, sometimes somebody may get a little bit affected. Sometimes it may happen a little bit. It's not that he wants to be envious of you. It's not that he's always having that envy sword with you and with him, and he always wants to attack you. It is not like that. Devotees are sincere. See, devotees are sincere. They may be affected sometimes by false ego. They may be affected by sometimes envy, but they are sincere. They don't want that. Why we don't? I don't see that way. And when you reciprocate with them out of that factor, that when you see that good, then you will see the reciprocation also. Immediately they will give up. If there any envy feeling is also coming up, they will give up by your sincere extending for serving that devotee. So we have to keep a very healthy heart for devotees. We should not think that they are envious of me. This is a fact. He spoke like this, now he's envious of me. We should not label them like that. That labeling is not good, even though it may be fact. It might be that he might be affected by that envy for that being. That does not mean he is wanting to have that envy all throughout. And he wants to grow that envy, he wants to destroy you. That's not his motive. He's a well-wisher. So we should not, let us not label devotees like this. It's very dangerous like that. We have little something and we think, he's envious of me. He is, he's ego for.
When you see repeated, it's not one or twice or once, few incidents, okay. Like if you see 15, 30, 40 times things repeated.
Is he like, is that devotee trying to kill you? Is that devotee wants to, no, is he wants to assassinate your character?
Yes, definitely.
He's saying,
Such kind of devotees.
so then you take shelter of seniors and then have respectful feeling for him. The devotee is kind of not undergoing certain kind of trouble because of envy and he is wanting to do that. He's planning to assassinate your character. You're saying that kind of category.
Yeah.
He's planning to assassinate your character, he's planning to destroy you and all that thing. Then you take shelter of a senior and see how we can be safeguarded. That is the change, then you should take shelter of the senior. And then we don't keep any inimical feeling for him. Just we know that's like, we see the disease and the person separate. So you respect the person for his being a devotee, but he's diseased. So it's not healthy for me or for anyone also because I may catch the disease and I may be hurt also. No? Unnecessarily he will hurt and your time will be wasted also. So you take shelter of your superiors and they will guide you how to deal.